All right, guys, welcome to halftime here. I want to thank our sponsors, Karl Chevrolet, Des Moines Eye Care, and of course, Nebraska Furniture Mart in Clive. Man, let's start off with I think the story of the game. As Bret Meyer joins me, it's 14-7 Oklahoma. I sound like a broken record, Brett. It's this offensive line. Brock's getting killed. Like he's 15 of 18, but he's running for his life back there. Um, in the past few games, they've protected okay. They haven't been able to run the ball. What is going on with this group? Because it seems like if it's not one thing, it's another when it comes to up front offensively for Iowa State.
Yeah, I think we're just not handling pressure, it looks like. Anytime they bring I mean, if we got a back in the backfield, if Brees is there, one of the tight ends are there, like we can handle six. And it just seems like anytime they bring any kind of pressure, we don't handle it well. We're just turning guys loose. So whether that's communication or we're trying to do it's too complicated up front, which with as much experience as we have, that shouldn't be the case. Yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating to watch. And then the one drive we do have where we are driving the ball down the field, we have a chop block, which may or may not have been one, and then it's a flea flicker. Like we screwed up two trick plays now that have
Mm-hmm.
cost us. And when you practice those are things you cover, right? It's a flea flicker. You cannot go downfield. I guarantee that was covered. We're gonna do a throwback to Deckers. You have to hand the ball off. Like Klatt missed that. There's 100% chance that our coaches covered that. And Klatt said it was on the coaches, which there's no chance. They said hand the ball off to him, and they didn't. So um, when you're struggling on offense and you know you can't protect, you have to try to do those type of things, trick plays, gadget plays, and we're 0 for 2 right now on those, and it's Brock's got to be more careful with the ball. But I also have been in his shoes where you feel like you're just getting drilled every play, and then you start to
Yeah.
press, and then turnovers happen. So it's I don't know what we're probably going to have to get a big turnover on defense, and they've kind of started to run the ball on us that last series where they missed the field goal, and hopefully we can kind of have our patented second half adjustment with Coach Heacock, and we can shut that down. But yeah, it's been a frustrating half. It's been an emotional half. Both teams are chippy, and OU's coming off a loss. We got a bad taste in our mouth. So hopefully we can just stay composed, let them make the mistakes, and just figure something out on offense to get some kind of rhythm.
Yeah, you can tell that these two programs. I'll use the word hate. And
Yeah.
I've heard the smoke. I mean, I know Iowa State is not fond of Oklahoma, and you can see it on the. I mean, the Oklahoma defense is talking after every play. I mean, we even saw the officials bring a couple of the captains in the middle and say,
Yeah,
"Hey,
I saw
tell me,
that.
what's it like playing in a game like this, where it's like, you know, trying to keep your composure when you're on the road."
Yeah, I mean it's tough. I mean, it helps that we have a lot of seniors, so we got a lot of guys that like to compete too. So so far they've made the costly penalties, the personal fouls, throwing the ball at a guy, and when he threw it at Brees there after the third down
Yeah,
stop. So we got to let them make those mistakes, and hopefully, I mean, Lincoln Riley's programs are usually not the most disciplined teams in the world. So whereas we are, so I would assume their coaches may not even address it at halftime. Whereas Matt Campbell and his staff is going to make sure our guys know what's important, and hopefully they can come out and continue to do that, and they're going to throw quick flags. The refs are going to it's going to be a quick flag if there's any kind of extracurriculars, and hopefully we'll let them make that mistake because we can't afford that right now.
a couple of interesting stats. Oklahoma only possessed the football for 7 minutes and 38 seconds in the first half. Iowa State had it for 22. Meanwhile, though, yards per play, Iowa State is at 3.6, Oklahoma at 8.3. So they've doubled Iowa State up in that category. The I feel bad for Brock. I really do. I think at some point, it's his nature. We've talked about this a lot too. I mean, I always he always Brett Favre's it. Like this is why though. I mean, in a game like this, and that last play, it's like he's trying to get every ounce out of it. He's trying to save to potentially be able to get you three, and he presses too hard. I mean, we've seen this time and time again. And when you can't protect him on a day like today, I don't know, man. Like it does concern me for the second half. Although Brees is it does help that the running game, right? Like at least Iowa State's running game apparently has some semblance today.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the plays we're going to have to get is one of those where kind of the touchdown that Brees had last week, where it was just kind of a check down. He
Yeah.
makes a play where Brock scrambles and extends a play, and Brees can kind of leak out because he's been open on some of those. And if you watch, I mean, any level, watch this is random, but like Mac Jones and the Patriots, the guy throws like 20 checkdowns a game, and he just lights people up. Like we just have to be able to do that. But in order to throw checkdowns, you got to have time to get through your progression.
Exactly.
And we don't have that. So, but Brock's going to have to continue to do that. But just he had another fumble that he was lucky to recover a couple possessions ago where he tried to throw it away, but just was too late. And I think it was 24 stripped him. And yeah, here is this the last play here?
Yeah, this is it right here. Thanks, Matt Van Winkle, putting this together for us. It looks like we're having a little bit of an internet deal. We'll wait for it to come around.
Look, I guess you could see where it was paused at. I mean, he could have probably just ran it. There wasn't an OU player in the picture. But again, he's trying to make plays, and when you're in the quarterback room, I've been there. As long as you're not missing protections, where I don't think he is, he's played enough. It's your coach probably isn't even going to be mad at you for it because the most pressure, the most pressure on the staff right now is whoever's responsible for the offensive line because that unit is holding us back.
Defensively, and it looked like TJ Tampa went out of the game. It looked like he got dinged up, and then I think this is notable for the second half. Miles Purchase, the freshman, was in 15 at corner.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
I just one of my big concerns, or Kaimani King maybe was the one who went out, him or Tampa. I think it was King. Brett, I was concerned about the corners. Iowa State's corners have been unable to go one-on-one the last few weeks for some reason, for one reason or another. What do you think defensively? I mean, how are you? Because it did seem like Oklahoma was starting to move the ball a little bit more in the second half. Wally Burnham, not Wally Burnham. John Haycock is always making adjustments. How do you see defensively Iowa State attacking in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, I think we gotta. It's kind of a double-edged sword because coming off of last week, and you saw, especially if we got backups in the game, our corners aren't making plays in one-on-one situations. So what you do in that to protect them is you kind of play like Iowa does. You play middle open, two safeties back there, quarters and halves coverage, and but then you're susceptible to having them run the ball on you, and that's what you saw that last possession where they kind of ran it down our throats. So we'll see what they have to do. I'm not quite sure what that answer is. If you got secondary guys that are struggling and they're running the ball on you, that's why running the ball is so important, and it's going to make it tough on us. But for me, those guys just got to step up and make plays. I mean, I don't think he's going to change scheme just because you got to trust who's out there, and our coaches seem to have done that in the past. So we'll see if they do that in the second half.
Yeah, you feel sick about how that half ended because you caught the break, you get the stand, they missed the field goal, and then it's like, okay,
we caught a lot of breaks. I mean, I think about the going down skates play there. I mean, it was a correct ruling, but that could have just, if that was a touchback, you're not going to get any argument from me. So we caught that break, missed field goal, and this is the second week in a row we've been on the right side of some reviews. So we got to start taking advantage of that.
No doubt. All right, Brett. Hey, congratulations. Saw you on the dome. You and Coach Mack last night. How was it?
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a fun night. I had 3 of my high school coaches were there. That was special. My family. My parents came down, and my sister and her family, and some uncles. So yeah, it was a fun night. Coach Mack was awesome. His energy. Yeah, I mean he's one of a kind for sure. So it was a lot of fun.
What baby update? Where are we at? Little Meyer.
We are going. Yeah, we're going in Monday morning for the scheduled surgery. So
Thanksgiving
fun
baby
week coming up. Yeah, yep, Thanksgiving baby. So it's exciting. It'll be a fun week. I'm looking forward to
Awesome. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, Chris. Yep. See ya.
Go get him in the second half. That's Bret Meyer. Thanks to Matt Van Winkle for producing the program. I'll have instant reaction after the game. I'm down here in Clarinda visiting my parents this weekend because I'm going to be in New York all next week with basketball. So Thanksgiving here, and then Jared and Rob will have the CF postgame show here on the stream about an hour after the game or so. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate y'all watching, and let's go get them in the second half.